it's Belle. Welcome back to my channel. I don't know when this will go up since I finally did film a video almost 2 weeks ago now. I did my first book on haul and I still haven't edited it and posted it. So I haven't posted on Instagram in about 3 weeks too. I gotta keep repeating, I'm struggling, but I'm trying. I'm filming this. So that's me trying, I think. I don't know. Anyway, this is gonna be a book haul. And I'm just gonna kind of go quickly through them since it has built up a little bit. I'll start with the books that were sent to me, whether a giveaway or sent by the author or publisher. First, I won the first book last March or May. It was a long time ago. And I never did, but then I got this and it had a note, sorry for the delay. Hope you also enjoy book 2. It was supposed to be a finished copy. It came as an ARC, but I guess they made it for it by sending a finished copy of the second book. So, Area 51, Interns, the first one, Alien Summer, and then the second one, Zoned Out by James S. Murray and Carson Smith. And they're both out now. While 12-year-old Viv Harlow wanted for her first day of summer vacation was a quiet trip to the lake, but instead her mom drags her to take your kids to work day at Area 51, which despite the fame is actually a total snooze fest. That is until alarms start blaring, laser guns start firing, aliens, yes, real aliens, start attacking. Viv and her friends Charlotte, Ray, and Elijah, who Viv is totally not crushing on, will have to gear up, work together, and save their parents from alien abduction. Looks like summer break just got interesting. I can't remember the Instagram page that did the giveaway. It wasn't the reason, like I've said before, that was who they were doing it with. And it wasn't Penguin Kids either. It was like a books, like a marketing company. I can't remember what they were called right now. They also reached out to me about another book one time and we're gonna send it, never did, so I don't know if they're the best marketing company. And then Harper Collins had sent me Shad Hadid and The Alchemist of Alexandria by George Rajay. I'm not saying that right. This was an anticipated release and was in an anticipated release video, so I won't read the synopsis again, but I am so excited. I can't not wait to read this. It is out now. And then Random House Kids sent me Futureland Battle for the Park by H.D. Hunter. I think this is out now. If it's not, by the time this goes up, I'll edit it in here. If I haven't edited in anything, that means it is out now, and I'm so excited. This is a highly anticipated release. Welcome to the most spectacular theme park in the world. Oh, here's the cover. Everyone wants a ticket to Futureland, the extraordinary flying park where you can literally live out your wildest dreams. Want to step inside your favorite video game, go pro in a sports arena, perform at a real live concert? Grab your ticket and come right in. Yet with all its attractions, Futureland has always just been a home to Cal Walker, the son of the park's famous creators. And when Futureland arrives at its latest stop, Atlanta, Cam is thrilled for what promises to be the biggest event ever. But things aren't quite right with the Atlanta opening. Park attractions are glitching, kids start to go missing, and when his parents are blamed, Cam must find the missing kids and whoever's trying to take down his family before it's too late. That sounds incredible. And then I had no idea this was coming. Holiday House and Pixel Ink sent me an arc of Plotting the Stars, Moon Garden by Michelle A. Berry. And this is out now. It's an anticipated release. I'm so excited. Centuries ago, Earth's plants turned deadly, and humanity took to space to cultivate new homes. Myra Hodger is in her first year at an elite school on the moon, and she's crumbling under the pressure. She doesn't fit in, and worse, the tattoos that signal her number whisperer magic aren't developing. In her heart, she knows she doesn't have a career, and soon everyone else will too. Then she discovers a secret lab hidden behind one of the unused classrooms, and beyond that, a secret garden overflowing with plants. Dangerous, toxic plants. But as she learns more about the garden, she begins to wonder if she does have a career after all. One that died out when the Earth did. One that could help solve the food shortages the government doesn't want anyone to know about. Re-envisioning the secret garden for a new generation, Moon Garden weaves together STEAM themes and the intense pressures of growing up in a stunning series starter. So excited. Love a good secret garden retelling. And then the author reached out, Nathalia Lane. I loved the first book, Alexia and Atlantis, and she had sent me that too. And I've been eagerly waiting the sequel, and it's finally coming out. And then it's in December. If this isn't out by the time I post this, I'll edit it in here, but it comes out in December. This comes out December 6th. And this is the Jellyfish Jailbreak. Since this is the second book, I won't read the synopsis, but I'm so excited the sequel is finally here. Thank you so much. And then a while ago, the author reached out and asked if he could get his publisher to send me a copy of his middle grade this is out now, and I was like, yes, please. And it finally came. Yeah, it takes a little bit longer when publishers send them, which I do not mind, because this is an anticipated release, and it wasn't an anticipated release video, so I won't do the synopsis again. But The Inkwell Chronicles, The Ink of Elspeth by J.D. Peabody. So thank you so much. I'm so excited. HarperCollins reached out and asked if I wanted a goodie box for the School for Good and Evil, the first book, the movie tie-in edition, and some goodie swag. And of course I said yes, it's my favorite series of all time. I'll keep this box forever. Came with a paperback copy. It's got coasters, journal, nail polish with the insignia on there. Thank you so much. That made my day. I was so happy when this came. And then Quinn just sent this little thank you thing. It's a quote, and it's "The more you give, the more you have," and it's from The Ogres and the Orphans by Kelly Barnhill. And on the back, it's just a small gift to say thank you for your support and Algonquin Young Readers team. And they sent, when you read the book, you'll understand. Green tea flower, blooms in hot water, passion bouquet, pomegranate. And then, thank you so much. That was so sweet. I loved that. Okay, and then there's two graphic novel, or one's kind of like manga, but because it's like backwards like manga is, but I don't really, I've seen a lot of manga that I'm like interested in for like middle grade, but I don't like how it's black and white, like I don't know, I just need some color. This is not that much color, but it doesn't feel like reading a newspaper. So I like that a lot better, and I've had my eye on this one for a while, and I was waiting until I finally found, like, I looked up everything because I want to make sure that it wasn't like the normal manga, like the black and white. And when I finally found something that had pictures of the inside, I was like, yes, okay. So I finally got the first one, Creepy Cat, Cotton Velvet. My life with Creepy Cat. Flora moves into a mysterious mansion and finds it inhabited by a strange creature, Creepy Cat. Thus begins her bizarre and sometimes dangerous life with a feline roommate. This gothic comedy brings the chuckles and the chills. I think there's 4 out, so I was very excited to finally get the first one. And then this one I've been wanting a while. I was waiting until closer to the second one for release, and the second one either just came out or it's coming out sometime this month. So, Pause, Gabby Gets It Together, Michelle Asser-Sacorn, and Nathan Fairbairn. It just looks so cute, and I mean, dogs. Meet best friends Gabby, Priya, and Mindy. They are different in just about every way. Personalities, hobbies, families, and more, but they have 2 important things in common. They absolutely love animals, and for reasons that are as varied as the girls themselves, none of them can actually have any pets. Unable to resist the adorable temptation any longer, they decided to come up with a way to finally get their hands on some furry friends. And as luck would have it, it seems like their neighborhood is in need of some after-school dog walkers. So just like that, Pause is born. But it turns out that running a business is much harder than it looks, especially with 3 co-owners who are such different people. When their disagreements ultimately lead to a doggo crisis, will it tear their business and friendship apart, or will they be able to get it together and save the day? This sounds so cute, and the art is beautiful. I love this style. Very excited to finally have this one. And then I think the last in this essential collection from Frances Hodgson Burnett, The Lost Prince. So this one and The Little Lord Fauntleroy are the ones I still need to read from her, and so now I have all these editions with this. So The Lost Prince. I'm so excited. This is a thick one too. I'm happy that collection's complete, and now I want to read the 2 that I haven't by her. Next I'll do sequels. I'll start with ones that I haven't read yet that I just haven't. They're mostly UK just because it's cheaper there, because they're usually always in paperback. This is kind of like chapter book graphic novel. I don't know how to explain this series, but it's Fairy Tales Gone Bad by Joseph Colho. This is Creeping Beauty, and they just look amazing. I can't wait to finally binge read them eventually. This is like the 3rd, 4th, I think it's the 3rd. And even though like this is black and white, it's not like that paper. I think that's the difference, like that manga, the black and white, like it's like, I don't know, but this is, I don't know, I'm weird, but I'm happy to have this. And then I had gotten the 1st and 3rd book and didn't get the 2nd, so I got the 2nd, Plum and Woo, The Suspicious Scarf by Lisa Cyberry. These just look like some detective mysteries that I'm going to love, and I'm so excited. I can't wait to binge those. In the second book, in Stealth, this is Icebreaker by Jason Rohan. In the second, in the Ghost Hunter Chronicles, The Ripper of Whitechapel by Yvette Fielding. These just sound so good and so up my alley. Love a good spooky middle grade. The Secret Animal Society. This is the second book, I think. The Forgotten Phoenix by Luke Gamble. So beautiful. And The Bookseller's Apprentice, or The Booksellers, and this is Apprentice, or is that just one title? Can't tell. By Amelia Meller, and this is the second book, and it's a naked hardback, which like the first one was. And the second in The Butterfly Club, The Mummy's Curse by M.A. Bennett, and this came with beautiful sprayed edges that were surprised. I love it. And the sequels that I got from series that I have read. Ghost Games by Jenny Jennings, and I think this is the third in the Malice Wonderland series. This one's thicker than the others have been too, so I'm very excited. It's just a fun, gothic, amazing series, beautiful illustrations. Can't wait to continue. Is this the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and like the 6 in the Adventures on Train series by M.G. Leonard and Sam Sedgman, The Arctic Railway Assassin. And I'm all caught up until this book, so I cannot wait to dive in. These are just so much fun. Again, detective-like mysteries, full of illustrations, just a lot of fun. And the third in the Beast and the Bethany series, Battle of the Beast by Jack Magid Phillips. More amazing sprayed edges. Another gothic, humorous, kind of disturbing, but humorously disturbing series, full of illustrations. And I think this is the third in the Theodore Hendricks series, Theodore Hendricks and the Snare of the Shadowmongers by Jordan Copy. Cannot wait. I'm so happy there's another one out. Cannot wait to read this one. Another one, gothic, funny, full of illustrations, just amazing. The third in this section, the first trilogy was the Polar Bears Explorers Club. This is the second trilogy of the Ocean Squid Explorers Club. And this is the second book of the second trilogy, I think. Explorers at Stardust City by Alex Belle. No, this is the third book, so this might be the end of this one, and then she'll go to the next club. I'm not sure how she's doing it, but I'm so excited. I love the Polar Bear Explorers Club, and I love this club, so I cannot wait, and illustrations as well. And I cannot wait. The Vanishing of Aveline Jones by Phil Hicks, the third book. I cannot wait. I love this series so much, but I can't wait. And then one I was anticipated, Aggie Morton Mystery Queen, The Seaside Corpse by Martha A. Johnson. One came with a tear, but it's fine. Amazon, it's fine. Cannot wait. I love this series so much. It's one of my all-time favorites, and I just love it. Alright, and that's all for sequels. I found this on Amazon, and the cover just, ugh. Colby Potts, Duchess of Dirt by Kathleen Wolford. When her parents forced her to work at Grand Ashford Manor, 12-year-old Gabby Potts will do anything to escape, including playing matchmaker between her sister and the rich young lord of the manor. If it succeeds, her scheme will save her family's struggling homestead. If it fails, ... Very intrigued. Found this one for like $2. The Supernatural Pet Sitter, The Magic Thief by Diane Moat. I think there's 3 books. When a warlock needs someone to watch his familiar, King Arthur the Tortoise, whom does he call? Pepper Neely, of course. The spunky gnome loves taking care of her neighbor's familiars, the magical animals with a special connection to their people. Pepper uses her own abilities to communicate with the pets. The animals don't just need someone to watch them, they need someone to protect them. A thief is stealing magic from all the familiars. When the thief targets King Arthur, Pepper enlists her big brother Jax and her friend Luna, a witch in training, to help her track down the thief and retrieve the stolen magic. Their adventure will take them to many strange places, including werewolf territory and deep dark caves. Pepper will need to rely on her friends and family to help her take down the thief and keep the animals safe. Sounds so good. That's what I've been wanting for a while. The second book comes out soon too. The Legend of Woman Hollering Creek by R.L. Patton. 11-year-old Julian Penn is not very happy about leaving the only home he's ever known and moving to a spooky estate on the edge of San Antonio, especially since he had to leave all his memories of Pawpaw behind. More especially when he learns that the estate is haunted by a woman from a gruesome legend, and most especially when he sees the ghost right outside his window. While all he really wants to do is put his head down and give it a year, like his dad told him, Julian's younger sister Bella, the more adventurous of the two, wants to explore the woods, solve the problem of the ghost, and make the most of their time at Kingston Estate. And since Julian can't let her do all that alone, he promised Pawpaw he'd take care of her. He reluctantly goes right along with her. When Mom dips her toes into the creepily named Woman Hollering Creek, that runs through the woods, giving the spirit unintended permission to steal Julian and Bella right from their beds. Julian faces a choice: keep his head down and risk the same terrible fate as the ghost's children, or try to defeat a terrifying, unpredictable, powerful ghost. Sounds amazing. And then a ghostwriter book, Road to the Wizard, a topsy-turvy tale of Oz by Meg Canistra. I love that cover. One minute Dorothy is helping out at her aunt and uncle's farm-to-table restaurant, and the next she's twirling in a tornado that sends her to a bizarre and enchanted world. To get home, she'll need to find the wizard, but it's not that easy. Luckily, Surfer Dude, Scarecrow, Tin Girl, and Scaredy Cat Lion are all joined Dorothy on her journey. A good thing, since an angry Wicked Witch is after them. Can Dorothy uncover the long-hidden secrets of Oz to return home? Very intrigued. That's one I found very cheap. The Secret of Goldenrod by Jane O'Reilly. A lonely girl, a mysterious old house, an antique doll. Dolls are creepy. When Trina and her father move into Goldenrod, an abandoned Victorian mansion, Trina hopes she will finally have a place to call home and a chance to make friends at her new school. But school doesn't go as planned, and Goldenrod might be haunted. Then Trina discovers Augustine, a tiny and very unusual porcelain doll that belonged to the little girl who lived at Goldenrod a century ago. With help from Augustine, Trina realizes Goldenrod is trying to tell her an important secret, one that may just change her life. That intrigues me so much. Another one I found pretty cheap, The Granite Avenue Detectives, and this is The Mystery of the Undying Man by J. Kent Holloway. Beautiful cover. Every small town has its secrets, places you never go except on a dare. People who, even when you see them coming, you cross the street and go the other way. When a young girl in Burnside, Kentucky goes missing during an afternoon thunderstorm, and the zombie of the richest man in town is seen shambling the streets, inventor and 12-year-old sleuth Lucky Lee Aker enlists his friends, Shane Morrow and 8-Bit Grant, to solve the case. Naturally, the trail leads them to the town's most haunted place, Southwood Manor. But this mysterious house, its enigmatic occupant, and others in town with sinister purpose do not easily give up their secrets. I'm so happy when I found this one. It sounds amazing. Inaudible by Tevin Hansen. Imaginations don't die, they become rats. Mizzy Agner has never let her hearing impairment slow her down or stop her from being the most talented artist in school. Her family and friends don't see much value in drawing, painting, and being creative. But her one good friend, Finn, understands her passion for art, so when Finn's sketchbook is cruelly tossed into an open manhole cover, Miz goes in after it alone. When the ladder collapses, leaving her trapped in a dark tunnel, she hears the scritch-scratch of the Grunt, a giant sewer dweller that rules the labyrinth of underground tunnels and feeds on active imaginations, just like hers. But even the brightest imagination can become distorted. Miz must find her way out before the shadows take hold, and she is forced to wander the dark forever. Another one I was so happy I found. Phineas Bleak and the Shadows of Elkmont. Following a mysterious accident, Phineas wakes to find two soft blue eyes watching him from the dark. He is terrified to find that the eyes belong to his shadow, which is no longer behaving as a proper shadow should. The shadow steals his voice, and Phineas believes it is trying to kill him. With the help of his family and friends, Phineas must uncover his fear, uncover why his shadow, Raven, is tormenting him, and figure out what happened to his parents. Along the way, he discovers a forgotten family secret, lost for more than 40 years. I'm just very intrigued by that one. Another one I found in my search, The Perturbable Camden, A Powers Beyond Their Steam story by Tom F. M. Franklin. A steam-driven mechanical Terranal is out of control over Victorian-era London, and the Queen is not amused. Ed believes his luck has changed for the better when he gets the chance to be an eccentric professor's assistant. However, when the professor's gearwork comes to life and escapes into the skies, Ed wonders what else can go wrong. Then Her Majesty's Royal Guard gives Ed and the professor 2 days to capture their renegade machine or end up in prison. When the professor is arrested, it is left to Ed to come up with an extraordinary plan to save them all. Victoria-era London, and it's got steampunk vibes, and it just makes me want to read it. I want to read so many books that E. Nesbit has out, and then I saw this new edition coming out of this one. So, The House of Arden by E. Nesbit, so I grabbed it up. It's so beautiful. The famous Arden family treasure has been missing for generations, and the last members of the Arden line, Edred, Elfrida, and their Aunt Edith, have nothing to their names but the crumbling castle they live in. Just before his 10th birthday, Edred inherits the title of Lord Arden. He also learns that the missing fortune will be his if, and only if, he can find it before he turns 10. With no time to lose, Edred and Elfrida secure the help of a magical talking creature, the temperamental Moldwarp, who leads them on a treasure hunt through the ages. Together, brother and sister visit some of the most thrilling periods of history and test their wits against real witches, highwaymen, and renegades. They find plenty of adventure, but will they find the treasure before Edred's birthday? I want to read it now. Another one I found on my search. Pretty cheap. The Midnight Gardens by Rose Gray Short. So beautiful. Fireworks, hot air balloons, and daring displays on horseback have made the Midnight Gardens the toast of Georgia and London. When Ada arrives looking for her mother, she discovers more than she ever imagined. Lies, murder, and unexpected career as a trick rider. Her true identity, however, proves harder to find. What is the mysterious Estella hiding? Who is the Siffler? And will Ada really get away with having stolen that horse? Uncovering the truth proves to be as complicated as the elaborate firework display and every bit as explosive. Another one I found on my search. Liam Lewis and the Summer Camp Curse by Brandon J. Greer. 13-year-old Liam Lewis is a troublemaker. When he gets detention on the last day of 6th grade, his parents decide to put a stop to his mischief by signing him up for a 3-week-long behavioral summer camp that is said to have a 100% success rate in rehabilitating kids like him. If anyone asked Liam, he'd say it sounded more like brainwashing. Too bad no one asked. Furious about this unfair decision, Liam is determined to withstand whatever mind tricks the camp could throw at him. After arriving at the camp, however, he realizes that things aren't as bad as he expected. No, they are much, much worse. First, the camp director claims to be a wizard. Second, the camp isn't even on Earth. Third, the only way for Liam and the 3 other campers to get back home is by recovering a stolen gem and stopping a curse from destroying the world. Facing a treacherous landscape, dangerous beasts, and worst of all, the frustrations of teenage cooperation, Liam must race against time to find the gem and return home before his 3-week camp becomes permanent. And Monster Island by Freddie Alexander. It's a naked hardback. Have you heard the legends about monsters on Daymere Isle? Well, neither has 11-year-old Sam. That all changes when she's whisked off to live with Granddad on the wild and windy island, where not all is as it seems. The lighthouse she lives in is covered in jam. Myrtle the goat definitely ate her runners, and Granddad keeps warning her about monsters under the bed. Sam is sure he's lost his marbles, but then she hears an odd squelching sound just as she's about to fall asleep. Is Myrtle eating another one of Sam's socks, or is Granddad tales of mysterious creatures on the island true? Sounds like such a fun read. And then Deep Light by Frances Hardinge. This just came out in the US, this edition. And I have a few of her books, and I consider from what I've researched of the ones I've purchased that they are like upper middle grade, and from reviews I've read. So this is Deep Light. The gods are dead. 50 years ago, they turned on one another and tore each other apart. Nobody knows why. Now even coin-sized scraps of dead god are worth a fortune because of the strange powers they're said to possess, but few are brave enough to dive in and search for them. When 15-year-old Hart finds the still-beating heart of one of those deities, he'll risk everything to keep it out of the hands of the smugglers, scientists, and cults who will kill for its power. Because Hart needs the heart if he wants to save the life of his best friend Jelp. But the power of a god was not meant for human hands. With the heart, Jelp begins to eerily transform, and Hart will have to decide if he can stay loyal to his friend or what he's willing to sacrifice to save him. Yeah, 15 years old usually, and I consider like 14, 15, depending on the content, not the middle grade. And then Super Ghost by Greg and James and Chris Smith. And they wrote Dream Robbery books, something about Dream Robbery that I really love, so I can't wait to read this. Onward to the Unknown. It's just another day at the office for world-famous superhero Dr. Extraordinary as he battles his arch-nemesis, Captain Chaos, in yet another epic showdown. Unfortunately, this one doesn't quite go to plan, and they both get blown up inside a giant robot. The Doc's #1 fan, 12-year-old Sonny Nelson, is devastated. Our world without heroes is totally rubbish, but things take an even more extraordinary turn when the Doc returns as a ghost and only Sonny can see him. With Paragon City under attack from cute baby pandas, Sonny and his best friend Spot must help Dr. Extraordinary save the world one final time. Sounds like such a great fun read. And then The Raven Song by Zaina Rallian and Bryn McDougal. So beautiful. This is how we have to live now. Shelby and her best friend Davy live quite low, tech lives, in a closed community that is made up of exactly 350 kind, ethical people living on exactly 700 hectares. When they climb through a hole in the perimeter fence to venture into the surrounding jungle, what they find is more astonishing than anything they could have imagined. And when Shelby realizes the terrible danger that is unfolding, it will take all of her daring and determination to ensure the past does not repeat itself. I didn't tell you much, but it intrigues me very much. And then these were like $2 and $3 each on Amazon when I got them. The first book, they're Mr. Touts' Magical Forest by Lynn Senecal. Book 1 is The Uninvited Guest. Book 2 is Fall to the Forest, and they're both naked hardbacks. All 12-year-old Mariah wanted a break from her parents and the miseries of her gardening chores, but when she follows a unicorn into the woods and ends up crossing over into Mr. Touts' magical forest, she discovers far more than she could have imagined. Follow the many adventures Mariah and her dog Willow face as they encounter strange, delightful creatures including talking trees, birds, animals, and statues, all the while evading the perils of wildcats, lurkers, and a dreaded species blending beast called the quadrumorph. And who is this mysterious man, Tout, everyone is warning them about. And then it's 2 books currently out. The second one just come out. The first book is The Golden Tower, and the second book is The Silver Sea by Belinda Morel. Transported to the land of Tusha, Sophie accidentally saves the daughter of a wealthy family and is swept along on their journey to the Golden Tower. Now she is the only one standing between sisters Isabella and Bea and the terrible fate their stepmother has planned. Sophie doesn't think she is brave enough, but with the help of a talking cat, a stable boy, and some very tiny mischief makers, she might be able to save the day. It just sounds so incredible. And then this trilogy that I've been eyeing for such a long time, it sounds right up my alley. I don't know if they're just called the Katie Watson trilogy, but they're by Mez Bloom. Katie Watson and the Painter's Plot. Katie Watson and the Serpent Stone. Katie Watson and the Caged Canary. Visiting an old manor house is hardly Katie's idea of an adventure, but then Otterly Manor isn't just any old house. When an enchanted painting whisks Katie back in time to Shakespeare's England, she lands in the middle of a perilous adventure beyond her wildest imagination. With the help of Princess Sophia, Katie begins to find her feet in the world of superstitious maids and looming lords, until a mysterious murder sends Otterly Manor into mayhem. With danger lurking around every corner, can Katie solve the mystery of Otterly Manor and find a way home before it's too late? I'm so excited. 2 of my anticipated releases, but I don't have a November anticipated release video yet, so you don't know that. Me Ever After by Tay Keller. Illustrations. Mi-Yuan Park loves fairy tales. She wants to be a princess more than anything, but everyone tells her she's not the princess type, whatever that means. Then Mihi gets her shot. When she and her new friends Savannah and Reese discover a portal to a fairy tale realm, they get a chance to learn to be princesses. Now Mihi can prove once and for all that she is the princess type. But the fairy tale world isn't the wonderful place Mihi imagined. Hidden enemies plot against the girls, and becoming princesses comes at a cost. Soon Savannah and Reese try to leave, and Mihi must figure out where her loyalties lie, with her friends and her future at home, or with her princess dreams and all the consequences that come with them. So intrigued by that. And then one of my very, very, very highly anticipated releases, Wolfish by Christian M. Andrews. I'm Wolf, and it's gray. It looks like my pup. So, a tale of fateful words and unlikely creatures. 12-year-old Ray is content as the adopted daughter of shepherds, helping with the flock and reveling in the beauty of her family's hillside farm. But after a frightening encounter with a wolf, to whom she feels a sudden, peculiar connection, Ray realizes that there is much more to her past and her future than she could have imagined. Meanwhile, a young girl named Alba goes about her days as an oracle apprentice, a duty that confines her to a distant, watery cave. Yet when she bestows a troubling prophecy on the rising boy king, her words unintentionally begin a reign of terror and send Alba on a desperate mission alongside Ray and the wolf. Inspired by Roman mythology, this mysterious and uniquely magical adventure explores the intricate roles of nature and fate in our lives, the power of language to shape our world, and the boundless importance of love and kindness. And then on the back, it's just got a piece from the story, I'm guessing. She saw the eyes first. For an instant, she felt a flash of comfort. There you are, she thought. But these words had no sooner darted inexplicably through her mind than she saw the muzzle, then the ears, then the fur. The gray stare, the canine snout, the tawny hide. It was a moment before these impressions formed into the word wolf. So yeah, I think I'm really gonna enjoy that as long as the wolf's okay. I better not do anything to the wolf. Okay, and then the rest were in anticipated release videos. So I'm not gonna read synopsis, I'm just gonna show you what I got. The Spectaculars by Jody Garnish. Mary Kit and the Ocean of Stars by Karis Evanando Cruz. So beautiful. Secrets of Stone and Sea by Allison K. Hymas. Imba Oak and the Terrible Tomorrows by Jenny Moore. The Chestnut Roaster by Eve Donnell. Honesty and Lies by Eloise Williams. Wren by Lucy Hope. The Haunted Hills by Burley Doherty. Mystery of Raspberry Hill by Eva France. The Twig Man by Sana Rasoul. I think I had this in my anticipated release video, even though it was one. So I'll quickly read. Beware the Twig Man, the Twig Man's hex. Beware the Twig Man, or you'll be next. It's been a year since nearly 12-year-old Ari's older sister Lana ran away, except Ari knows what really happened. She was taken by the Twigman, the creepy monster that's haunted the woods for 100 years. No one else will listen, so it's down to Ari to save his sister. But he had better hurry as Ari finds himself next on the Twigman's list. So excited. Virtually Christmas by David Badio. I don't think I had this in a video either. It used to be the most wonderful time of year, but before Christmas has been taken over by global internet giant winter zone. All the things that made Christmas special are gone. The snow, the baubles passed down through generations, even the rubbish cracker jokes. Instead, Christmas is run by robots by 3D holograms of Santa Claus called Santa Invaders. Check if you've been naughty or nice, and presents are delivered by zone drones instead of reindeer. When they stumble on a curious clue, 11-year-old Etta and her friend Monty find themselves thrown into a fight to bring back Christmas. Racing against time and against the might of Winter Zone, they must find the real Santa before the true meaning of the festive season is lost forever. Well, the true meaning isn't Santa, but I get what they're saying. Full illustrations. And then the UK edition of this book, it's The Miraculous Sweet Makers, The Frost Fair by Natasha Hastings. There's illustrations. The Tale of Truthwater Lake by Emma Carroll. So pretty. Witch Storm by Tim Tilley. Drawing Outside the Lines by Susan J. Austin. The Glass Witch by Lindsay Puckett. Operation Nativity by Jenny Pearson. And then lastly, I couldn't decide which one I liked better, so I got both editions. They have different names and different covers, but it's the same book. A Girl Called Corpse in this edition, The Girl, the Ghost, and the Lost Name by Reese Carter. So excited this is finally out. This one has some illustrations. Alright, well, that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and Christmas stuff is up. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you'd like to subscribe, I would love that if you'd like to. And I will try to get better. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.